Hail to the king, baby.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Michael B, and we've got some pretty interesting breaking news, or at least breaking rumors, to talk about in the world of home arcade today. As rumors released just about 45 minutes to an hour ago now, that Arcade1Up has in fact been sold to Basic Fun. Now, before I get too much into this, I do want to preface that this is 100% a rumor at this place and time. No offense to anybody who's made content yet, but obviously there are no official statements. There's no real link or proof, but it's fun for us to take a look at this and speculate. The other thing that I want to be very clear on, it's one of the things I was watching the Arcade Insiders last night, and it's one of the things Kevin said that I do believe to be 100% true. Like, and other people have told me before, even though we're just, idiots sitting in our rooms upstairs, our offices, or our basements, sometimes our words can, jeopardize something for companies, products. Our words have some weight, and sometimes they can be toxic. So before anybody flies off the head and says, oh, well, this is 100% true, Arcade1Up are done, obviously, take that with a massive grain of salt here. A lot of times companies do use us by leaking information to try to sully another company or cause some kind of problem for that company, whether it has to do with a loan agreement or a licensing agreement. I'll give you a prime example. When iArcade went out of business, I had very big conversations, or many conversations, with Michael Zvrebeck. I didn't really talk to Jung as much, but one of the things that really hampered iArcade from staying in business was YouTube. There was so many people making videos attacking iArcade, saying iArcade was going to go out of business, that the investors actually got cold feet and pulled out of the final investment. They had everything secured, and because of the YouTube coverage, they actually pulled out, and that's one of the big reasons iArcade ended up dying. So be very careful. Anybody else making videos on this, this is not a definitive. This is just rumor and speculation at this point, but we're going to talk about it 100%. Now, I want to be very clear about this. This is not my news that I'm breaking. It is breaking news, but I actually got an email about an hour ago now from a Redditor who shared his post with me. I won't give you his name. I'll just show you his Reddit name. So we're going to share that up on the screen here now, and we'll cover the article. So Arcade1Up being sold to Basic Fun. This is by Historian CM on Reddit. It's not pure speculation anymore, but since nobody's saying it out loud, consider this the unspoken truth. Dancing just beneath the surface, the rumors that Basic Fun have quietly taken control of Arcade1Up keep popping up in some suspicious places, and in this time, they're specific. Now, I'll ask you guys to go back. I made a video a long time ago when Basic Fun was kind of first announced, and I talked about the rumors of what we had saw with the cabs and how they looked just like Arcade1Up, and it was almost like they were filling a section that Arcade1Up were previously filling. And I wondered if there wasn't some kind of connection between Arcade1Up and Basic Fun. I outright called them like the Ultra 2 Konami back in the NES days, where they were using Basic Fun and the Arcade Classics line as a way to get back into stores that wouldn't previously take Arcade1Up products. So, it kind of leans into that conspiracy theory that I had all the way back when with this. So let's go through the rest of the article and kind of talk about it. There aren't any flashy press releases yet. There's no CEO announcement or formal handshake pics, despite the clickbait I put in my thumbnail. And no one is willing to go on the record, but industry insiders, they're doing more than just nodding. Here are a few of the rumors that we've now heard from multiple sources. Arcade1Up employees have been told they can openly seek employment with other companies. Arcade1Up software development partners and or testers may not be getting paid. No one's been developing or testing software for Arcade1Up for a very long time because they haven't had any new games, so that's not surprising. Only existing previously manufactured goods are going to be sold moving forward, so clearing out inventory. Licensing deals are not being renewed and or are out for bidding. We had some speculation about that because there were rumors that some companies, like Atari, for example, were unhappy, hence why they were looking for other partners and why they landed with Basic Fun all the way back then. And there are no new projects in active development. Again, not a huge surprise because outside of the claw machine, there have been no new projects in active development for a very long time. It was mainly rehashing what they already had in place. Arcade1Up has been on life support now for going on probably 3 years now, where they were just taking existing licenses, putting them in a new package, and selling them over and over again. They cut out all their research and development costs. Everything was done on, low risk, high reward type bidding, and they really streamlined the business, let go employees with higher salaries. They were basically operating with a cash flow crunch, as we know, because of that loan they had out. So none of this stuff is, outside of school for saying that that's the rumors right now being delivered. Moat, we're going to talk about you in a second, actually. And you got to give Moat huge credit because he actually broke this story on YouTube. He had a video out the exact same time that this, Reddit article released, which is one of the things we're going to talk about and why I gave that preface at the beginning of this video about be careful from companies sometimes using us as influencers to try to, put news out there that will impact other companies and stuff like that. While those bits are just rumored, there are other more well-documented movements happening that would seem to confirm the speculation, including the recent departure of Arcade1Up's interim CEO, Dora. That's something I had heard behind the scenes, not anything I had reported on, as well as several former Arcade1Up employees moving to Basic Fun, including Cyrus Rosenberg. I had wondered about that. Was it like a lateral move moving from one section of a company to another or a brand new job? I'm still unclear as to what's going on there. It's a tinfoil hat thing. They're probably completely different companies. It's just friggin' weird, right? It's a little incestuous to have all the same people. Adding intrigue is the well-documented revelation that the uncle of Cyrus Rosenberg, Mike Rosenberg, of Intrepid Investment Bankers, may have assisted in brokering Arcade1Up's initial buyout with Center Partners Management. And a lot of people give Cyrus shit like, how did he get these jobs? Like every great American, it helps to come from a powerful family. And of course, there are additional tangible elements, including the fact Basic Fun products are strikingly similar to Arcade1Up products, and rumors of future products suggest Arcade1Up may no longer have a grip on their few remaining license agreements, which, we knew that. I mean, that was one of the other reasons why the rumor was there. How could another company make something so strikingly similar, so much so the same size, when I had heard before that Unico had to change the shape and size of their MVSX because they weren't allowed to release the same product as Arcade1Up due to copyright infringement or whatever it was? It did seem really weird. This all comes as Arcade1Up continues fighting legal headaches and production hiccups. Meanwhile, Basic Fun is the retail muscle and cash flow to go big. So, as a quietly folded acquisition would explain a lot of what's happening with Arcade1Up. The sudden shifts, the licensing moves, the strange new collaborations nobody saw coming. Of course, until we see an official statement, this can all be considered rumor and speculation. So everyone should do their own research. Absolutely. Everybody should do their own research. And none of this should be taken as legal advice or purchase advice. But if you ask around, anyone with their ear to the ground will tell you this has been in play for quite some time. So is it being leaked on purpose? Quite possibly, which is another thing we'll talk about in a minute. Is it legitimate? We've seen the receipts and have reason to believe it is. So jump in, speculate, or sit tight. The Quiet Revolution may be the biggest home arcade shakeup of the decade. So that was coming from historian CM. He actually emailed me the article, and it went live the exact same time Moat's video went live, which in itself is kind of suspicious to me. I know exactly where Moat got his information, obviously, and congratulations to Moat. If you haven't already, Moat's video is currently up on YouTube. Go check it out. Moat's an awesome guy. Kudos to him breaking this story. Go check out his video, especially if you're here, you're checking out mine. Go check out his afterwards. But again, his video came out at the exact same time that this article came out. Now, I have been getting messages from people for the last couple of weeks telling me there's something up with Arcade1Up. So this could all be 100% true and stuff like that. But I do question, because I knew about this for days that there were rumors out there. They came out the exact same time. And I wonder, again, is this leaked intentionally, either by somebody within one of the companies that wants the news to come out, or with an outside company looking to pressure something with Arcade1Up, whether it be a licensing agreement or, putting them at jeopardy for a loan agreement. So take this into consideration when hearing this news, that this was obviously intentionally leaked. And it's a coincidence that this article and Moik of All Trades videos went up at exactly the same time. It seems like, if you look at it and you want to put on your tinfoil hat, almost like a little bit of a coordinated effort. Gallagher guy, he's going to go even further and deeper into the tinfoil hat business. Well, what news? This coming out the day after another company announces delays on their product. I wonder who would want a distraction from that. I 100% believe that that individual at some point was involved in some of this news getting to some of these sources, but I don't think it's a distraction specifically from what's going on with that individual's products. I don't personally believe that. I don't think that would do them any good. I don't think Arcade1Up being sold really takes away from the gravity of another product being delayed for a third time. So I'm not in that. I do question whether or not like some news like this would impact a licensing negotiation between one company and another. If news is breaking that a company is sold, and then, you're negotiating with them, they're like, oh, well, I don't know about licensing my product with them anymore. Maybe I'm going to go with the other company because there's no rumors about them being sold right now. So you got to take all this stuff you got to take all this stuff into consideration, right? So was it actually basic? No, I don't think it was. No one knows the reality of what happened there. The speculation, of course, is the exact same speculation going on right now, which is funny if you're a wrestling fan with Andrade El Idolo. Right now, Andrade, he left WWE, was terminated for cause, and immediately showed up in AEW like a week later. And then all of a sudden, he's no longer on TV because they're fighting a legal battle right now over the legitimacy of his non-compete clause. And from what we understand from behind the scenes stuff, no proof of this, that it was the same issue with Arcade1Up and Iconic about an issue of the non-compete, where non-competes aren't legal in California, but in some other states they are. So they had to, work all that shit out. Oh no, Gallagher guy, 100%. I agree with you. I'm just speculating what benefit it would have to another company in order to perpetrate a leak of this nature or something like that. At the same time, it could be 100% true, and we'll find out in the next little while. I mean, none of the stuff that they're saying here is wrong. I mean, Arcade1Up employees have been told. I've not heard that yet, but I have heard that like Dora was no longer with the company. I have heard that software developers, testers weren't getting paid. I've heard this about only existing previously manufactured goods going to be sold going forward because they also have issues, these companies do, when it comes to they've got to have a buyer, which we talked about on my chill and chat Monday night. If you don't have a buyer, there is absolutely no way you can even make a product. They don't make a product until someone has placed an order, and as we know right now, no one is placing orders if you're not a club store or if you're not Walmart with the peasant cabs. The only place that's taking orders is in fact Spreetail in the US. That's why they're so important to us. And if Spreetail's already doing big business with Basic Fun and big business with Iconic Arcade, I don't know how important Arcade1Up is going to be in terms of their buying capabilities for that year. The time has come to 3/4 scale machine Dave and Buster Raw Thrills machine. Stockjock, if it is true, you're 100% right. This is what happens when you cater to Gen Zers, 100%. Anyways, like I said, guys, go check out Mike of All Trades video, get his take. Mike's an awesome dude. Congratulations to him for getting this news out first. And like I said, if you wanted to add some feedback to it, go talk to the arcade historian CM on Reddit. Go check out his article and let him know what your thoughts are. I'm kind of in a weird place with this. Like, to me, it's 100% probable. Arcade1Up, like I mentioned, has been on cruise control for the last, I don't know, 3 years. You can see everything they were doing. Like, they were only selling existing licenses. They weren't putting any money into research and development for new products. They were having issues moving their products out to specific retailers. So, of course, that's where it goes down. But, it's just, I think we need to also talk about really the gravity of what this situation is. Like, you can say all you want about, Arcade1Up this, Arcade1Up that. This entire community has been up and down based on the output of Arcade1Up, regardless of what the other companies are doing and the other people. I mean, it was Arcade1Up that was always leading the ship. And we used to make jokey videos in the past about like at games, Arcade1Up, and iArcade, talking about which one will be around the longest. And the joke I always made is it's going to be at games. At games are like cockroaches. They will survive an atomic war. And despite everybody criticizing at games for the last little while, if this is true, my prognosis was correct. And at games will be the last one standing of the original 3 home arcade companies. You couldn't, MG can't poo, guys. Everybody send warm wishes to MG. He's having some trouble defecating. Everybody give him some love. MG deserves it. Thumper Squid says James hates everything. We'll search the legal system and find the truth. 100%. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving tomorrow, guys. Excellent day for turkey, family, friends, and a little football. Power button and volume buttons have always been a dig giveaway. They were the same. I thought so too, Neo Severe. I mean, so similar. Home arcade is a mess right now. You aren't kidding, brother. Operant sound. Yeah, if you don't like it, don't watch. I don't give a shit. I would not say that right now, B Kirby. That's what I've been trying to talk about. Like, obviously, there's rumors that are based on fact, and I'm not doubting, historian CM or Moat, but it depends on where it comes from and if there's alternative motives behind leaking specific rumors, right? Wonder if the value of 1UP goes down or up as a result. Parts are sure going to be hard to come by. I will tell you something. Don't sell out to Spreetail. You can't poo at all, Naughty List MG. Don't lie. He's been constipated for weeks. Tim York, I don't know if I agree with you about Arcade1Up ship sailing when they lost Think Up. I think Think Up is an excellent company. I think they do really good stuff. It's rumored that several people from Think Up help with the design of Basic Fun, and I think that's awesome. It's just, you get different messaging from Basic Fun. Like when Jerry did that interview with Unqualified Critics, I think it was, like, he didn't come off as being like super progressive with some of the stuff we wanted in the home arcade community. Like he was still like, shark fins rule, we came up with the shark fin and stuff like that. And that wasn't necessarily the best thing to happen to home arcade. You might be 100% right. I mean, they were obviously going down at that time and they had to renegotiate deals and it just went shit, right? Mike, what he said. I don't know who you're talking about. No coordination. I've never spoken with Moat. No, 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 no. I'm not talking about you guys coordinating. I'm talking about people coordinating with you. No offense to you, the historian. And thank you so much for sending me this article too. Greatly appreciated. Alex Larock 6255 says, where there's smoke, there's fire. Absolutely. I mean, when these rumors come up, they could all 100% be on the money and they're going to happen, but sometimes stuff leaks early, which can impact things. Yeah. Hey, MB, I owe a lot to Arcade1Up, to be honest. This hobby is amazing, and Arcade1Up started it. Looks like you beat us by 10 minutes. I was just sharing while making cornbread for tomorrow. Yeah, Danny will buy Arcade1Up as long as Ezekiel it does the buying. Well, that's $1 million question, because you really gotta ask the question: what does buying Arcade1Up really benefit another company? Like, I mean, what is the company worth? What value do they bring to the table? I mean, Basic Fun is another company in the space. Sweetheart, I'm on stream, honey. Yeah. All right. See you later. Bye. My little girl's been very, very difficult today. Haven't you, honey? And now she's hissing at me. Exactly. What does Arcade1Up really, buying Arcade1Up really benefit a company? Basic Fun already has everything in place to move forward. They don't need Arcade1Up. So it doesn't kind of make sense at the same time. I don't understand what they would what they would benefit. They already have, like, from what I understand, they're already using their same factories. I don't know if Arcade1Up as a entity actually holds any value. So I don't understand. And people might be more knowledgeable of me with business. Maybe there is something. I don't think Arcade1Up, maybe they have contracts with other companies that somebody could buy. I just don't get it. You would think so, but they're already using the same production facilities, Neo Severa. The exact same factories in China are already making the Basic Fun product, from what we're being told. Arcade1Up by Basic Fun. Well, they've already got their Arcade Classics line. I don't get it. Why would you ever need to buy Arcade1Up if you're Basic Fun? You just move forward. Is it the name recognition maybe you want, that you can call your products Arcade1Up? I don't know. B. Kirby says infrastructure, Mortal Kombat, and many other things. You're assuming that, for one, Arcade1Up has a. All right, Con, you got to go. Bye. Do you gotta pay to use that? No, you don't have to pay to use that. I do have several machines downstairs that you do have to pay. Infrastructure, but what infrastructure do they have? They let go most of their staff, or most of their staff have moved to Basic Fun. Mortal Kombat, I don't think that, I question whether or not a license is transferable in that way. I don't know if that makes any sense. And other things, I would love to know what these other things are. They have agreements with retail stores, something Basic Fun has been unable to get. Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's it. Maybe they would buy it for the namesake. But from what I understand, I mean, I don't know how good Arcade1Up's reputations with these retail stores are anymore. So yeah, it's the Band-Aid or Kleenex of home arcade. Breaking cheese. Charlie Chuck, good to see you, my man. Buying Arcade1Up is basically fun. Yeah. Buying them doesn't guarantee you get their licenses, does it? I don't think so. I don't know if how that works. I don't know if they're transferable. Buying Arcade1Up would free up all the license to use or renegotiate to bring it to the fold. Maybe. I don't know. People should be questioning the timing of this leak rumor. The timing is super convenient. Yeah, thank you very much for the super chat, James. And that's a point I brought up. I mean, both the historian and Mike of all trades are here in the chat, and both said they have never talked to each other. So, I mean, I don't know if the people giving them information, kind of coordinated with them, but I mean, the timing was really, really close. It was funny, right? License is an asset. Assets can transfer. Darren, I think it's 100% your fault. I think it's all your fault, my man. If you never left Arcade1Up, none of this would have happened. Good to see you, Brooklyn Menace. Always fun. Value equals basic fun gets instant online leaderboards, online play infrastructure. Yeah, that's something. Especially if they could grandfather in the Arcade1Up cabinets, that could be really interesting. Because, like, say for example, like this new Supreme they were talking about on Arcade Insiders is in fact a Mortal Kombat. You're going into a market where the only people you're going to play are people that are buying the basic fun arcade classics Mortal Kombat cabinet. If you can then grandfather in those existing users with the other products, that'd be interesting. Yeah, the historian says happy accident. Maybe they keep the Arcade1Up name, Gamer Fridge. Yeah, that's the same thing Arcade Historian is saying as well. NASA Canes fan, it's being reported by Mike of all trades and historian CM that Arcade1Up is rumored to have been sold to Basic Fun. Arcade Fun Up. I don't know about that Israel Gaming. I think some of that behind the scenes and this Burger Time cab's worth $2,000. I think some of that stuff is just ridiculous. Listen, you just can't buy an Oldsmobile anymore. I don't even know what that means. They can transfer all business dealings and infrastructure online. Maybe they get their stock of trash screens and controls. Masking the lawsuit settlement by buying them. Charlie Chuck, that's a really interesting point. Yeah, like obviously we asked this question, how could they make the exact same product as another company without any kind of court action or anything like that? Maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's something. I mean, I haven't heard anybody talk about that, but that's a really interesting comment because you got to think if I think that the stuff with Iconic Arcade more has to do with John D and the non-compete, but if there was anything about like the cabinets and stuff like that, because again, Unico said we can't do 3/4 scale MVSXs. So what changed between Unico and then Basic Fun being able to offer literally the exact same product as Arcade1Up? Time for my arcade to go 3/4. If they do, they got to change the shape. Dear God. Have a good night, Moat. And guys, again, go check out Moat's video, see what he has to say. You say the weirdest stuff, Moat. Supreme fans buy for Supreme. There you go. NASA Canes fan says, this is awesome. I can get a Tron cab, $10 super chat. Thank you very much, my man. I hope so. I hope that if this is true and there's any truth to the transferable licenses, previous products and stuff like that, hopefully if Basic Fun are in fact buying Arcade One Up, they can, bring back some of those old licenses and we can get another Tron. There you go. I don't know about that Unchained. John D is hired by Basic Fun, industry consolidation. This is the reality. They probably sold for $1 and all their debt liability. Heard they paid 2.5 billion in cash, 2 billion on stock. Wait, that was Lucas. My bad. Well, that was brought up on the Arcade Insiders there the other night. I don't know about struggling to get, but I know that part of their growth strategy, as expressed to Spreetail, was they wanted to get into several retail chains. So right now they're only available, they're available through Target and through Walmart, through Spreetail. But what they actually want is they want their cabs in store. They want their physical product in store, which that's a little bit harder one to do. Stores cost a lot of money, believe it or not. A lot of products actually pay for space in stores, believe it or not. So, you got to think about these home arcade products. They take up so much space, and then to have them on a shelf and stuff like that, they take up so much room and real estate in the store. Like that's a big ask for Basic Fun to do of Spreetail. I mean, I don't know how they're coming. Everybody tells me the Slims are dead. I hope so. We know how they made the same cabinet. Another leaker confirmed who was behind the designs of Basic Fun, and it's the same people that designed Arcade One Up's cabs. This just in, Basic Fun is also going to resurrect iArcade. Well, we talked about iArcade earlier, Brooklyn Menace, in conversations I had with Michael Zvrabek, who openly said, like, one of the reasons iArcade ended up dying was they had secured final financing right before they ended up closing their doors. But then, obviously a lot of people, leaked information about them being in trouble and stuff like that. YouTubers reported it, and the internet coverage actually scared off the investors and killed iArcade. It's a bummer, right? So that's why we got to be so careful when we're talking about this stuff. Ford bought Oldsmobile, and you can't get one anymore. Michael B, the Game Genie. I didn't really follow cars. I didn't know that. They would acquire contracts, patents, employees, sales team into retail inventory. From what I understand, Retro Hondo, they already got all those guys. Like they got their good sales guy. They got, a couple other people from Think Up to help with the development. I think they've already picked and purged Arcade One Up from everything they would need. What? I don't even know how to respond to that. Mike Hawk hurts. Just got home. Is this true? Nothing's official. I'm just going off the news that was sent to me. Historian CM was kind enough to send me a link to his article on email, so I wanted to cover it, and I also wanted to bring up Moat's video. Oh yeah, they've been disappearing for a while, man. See, this is really the key strategic move. You guys wanted it. You asked what the Supreme was going to be. Basic Fun bought Arcade One Up to secure the Pac-Man license. It's Pac-Man everywhere. WWE Claw Machine confirmed. Yeah, but My Arcade is selling a very different product from Arcade One Up. Very different product. Something that you could buy for like 30 to 50 bucks at the front of the store compared to, a $500 massive box somewhere. So did IB, and we probably heard it from the exact same source, man. I'm telling you, apparently that's what I was told with iArcade. Investors heard the negative internet chatter and pulled out. Excited for 2026, could be big. Everybody I've talked to said Basic Fun have big things planned, exciting stuff happening. So fingers crossed, man. That's what Unico said when they made the MVSX. They said they couldn't make it the same size, same shape. Yeah, I think that's why they go by Arcade Classics for their actual arcade line. They don't really call them Basic Fun. Yeah, I wanted to show you that, like, if you're not familiar, I mean, Basic Fun is a massive company. I've showed this before, but I mean, they're already in retailers for Care Bears. Coca-Cola is a Basic Fun brand. Arcade Classics, which we got here, Littlest Pet Shop. Let's see if they updated the. No, it just moved over. Curlimals, I've never heard of. Fisher Price toys, like Tonka trucks. I mean, this is a massive company. Stretch Armstrong, haven't heard that name in a while. Light Bright Touch, Light Bright Classic, like plush toys, vehicles, surprise packs, like tons of stuff out there. Let's see if I can get the Arcade Classics brand to come up. See, that's what I was trying to do when Arcade Classics came up. Do they have a website for Arcade Classics yet? No, it still just shows the old mini ones instead of the new Arcade Classics. But someone just make Smash TV. The hell with Smash TV. Make Robotron. New name, Arcade One Up Yours. That's what we kept telling John D to name his new company when he came out with it. Anyways, guys, there's not much more news to really talk about on this. Like, I will tell you, go check out Historian CM's article up on Reddit. Go check out Mike of All Trades YouTube video on the topic. The only thing to take into consideration is the fact that, you do have to be careful with leaked information like this without anything official, like an official press release from a company. Be careful putting these rumors around and stuff like this because it can impact the companies, can mess up deals that they have in place. Like we've seen this a million times. Pictures getting leaked before something's ready to mess up a license, other things like that. So just be cautious with this news and take it for what it is at this time, just a rumor. And I did want to throw out the tin hat possibility. Could Arcade1Up have been Basic Fun all along? Like, it's just so weird to me that they're selling the same product that nobody else could. The way they're doing things, like they're essentially the same product made from the same factory. It's just very weird to me. And now the news that Arcade1Up would be bought by Basic Fun. Again, I don't fully understand. Whoa, you gotta give me a little bit of menace here. Bundle Robotron with Smash TV. No, don't bundletron Robotron with Smash TV. Make a Robotron and then Smash TV can be on it, not Smash TV. Jeez. Yeah, I think I killed the Hello Kitty collab. No! I think Glenn has Arcade1Up Yours trademarked already, but thought better about actually using it. Yeah, I don't have much more to say on this. Again, go check out the article. Nothing that, Historian CM is saying is really out of school there. These are rumors that have been going around for a while, so completely kind of makes sense. Go check out Moat's video, see what he has to say. Again, where this information came from one source completely. I don't know where Arcade Historian got his information or if it's just built up over time, but, the proximity of their stories coming out at the same time, you got to take that in consideration when taking all this news for what it is, put the whole package together. And like Historian CM said, go out, do your own research, do your own investigating, find out what you can, but don't take it as an official statement until we get a press release, if that makes sense. We're going to get a Qbert, but Mike's wild rumors ruined it. No one ever said we were getting a Qbert. There was only one person who said we were getting a Qbert, and he doesn't understand how to make cereal. Like, honestly, for some reason, he half listened to other conversations people were saying and was like, Qbert's coming. Nobody ever said Qbert was coming. Arcade Insiders, Kevin from Spreetail said he talked to Cyrus about Qbert, and, Cyrus said, maybe we can do a collab cab. And like, they had no faith in Qbert. They didn't think it could sell 3,000 units. I then argued, yes, it can sell 3,000 units. And somehow the Cornercade came up with a video and said, yup, they're doing Qbert. It's confirmed. It doesn't make any sense. I don't think he can. I don't think he has the capacity. So, anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. Take all this information into consideration. Is it done? No, it's not officially done yet. People are reporting that the rumors are out there, telling you to do your own research, and that's what I advise you to do. Don't put it all over the internet. Don't, speak loud from the crowd, because again, when we do report on this stuff, it does have, and like it does spread like wildfire through the community, just like that example I gave you with the cornercade of taking half of what you heard and applying it to what you want to hear. You got to go forward, sensibly, because it can have bad implications. Like if Arcade1Up is still coming out, they're looking currently for investors, or they're currently working on licensing agreements. A lot of chatter through the internet could mess up something they're doing. So keep that in mind. Cornercade. He said he talked about the countercade. Get out of here, Danny. There's no countercade coming. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. That's all for me from now. I was planning on doing a gameplay stream later tonight, but where I already did my video on the Black Friday sales and this came up, I'm going to take some time, spend the rest of the night with family. Hope you guys have a good night. Later on the night, go check out Bill's Retro Gaming Show. Good dude has a show now. Also, check out Arcades Anonymous right after Bill. Both excellent shows. Have fun with it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this afternoon. This is Michael B. the Game Genie. I'll talk to you next time. See you guys.